Hello YouTube. So since I started making videos on this new channel of mine, prior to that it was like, haven't made one recently since like my last channel, which was like, I don't know, it was a month or two ago or something like that. It was a while, so I mean it's about that time that I start making videos again. And in today's video I kind of want to discuss a little bit further what my first video on this newly created channel mentioned, which is that this NoFap thing. This online community, which if you look into it, has been around for a while now. I think it's been around officially since 2011, actually. Where it's basically like this pseudoscience echo chamber community, where they reinforce each other's delusions, basically. And yeah, it's like this community where these dudes on the internet seem to think that it's kind of uncomfortable to talk about this, which is why for the longest time now I haven't mentioned it, but like it's kind of needing to be said. So it's basically like this online community. It's been around since 2011 that seems to think jacking off is like wrong in some way, even though it's a well-established medical fact that it's not only not harmful to jack off, but it's actually healthy too. Unless you're going about it in an unhealthy manner, like if you're addicted to porn, for example, then yeah, that's not good. That's where the addiction aspect of it can come from. But then again, viewing pornography is not inherently bad either. I suppose it kind of depends on what exactly it is, how much of it you watch, what your personal relationship with the viewing of such a thing is, whether you combine both activities simultaneously. Like, I tend to think that it's the most neurologically confusing when both activities are done simultaneously. And I'm not an expert with this sort of thing, but like my first video for this newly created channel, which was made just yesterday, where I mentioned this self-proclaimed doctor on YouTube who is advocating for permanently refraining from doing a completely normal, healthy bodily function. And I just had to, like, call bullshit on that. Because, like, he's either A, not a real doctor, and he's posing, or B, he is, but he's preying on gullible believers in this sort of thing. So that's what inspired me to make the first video for this newly created channel, because it just needed to be said. Because, like, it takes literally just one quick Google search to debunk something like that. You could literally just type in health benefits of masturbation on Google, or you could look up what do doctors think about the action of masturbation or something along those lines, and it doesn't really take much to figure out that it's a pretty well established, backed by scientific evidence fact that the action of jerking the gherkin is healthy in numerous ways, so long as it's done in a healthy manner. Of course, there are certainly unhealthy ways of going about it, as I mentioned in yesterday's video. Like, of course, you shouldn't jack off in public. You shouldn't be addicted to porn. Like, if it's got to that point, then it's an issue. But it's not an issue by default, is the point that I'm making. It can be, but it's not inherently bad. Science, well-grounded medical science, has established pretty clearly a long time ago that masturbation, in and of itself, is healthy. It helps you sleep. It boosts your mood. It For men, it's good for the prostate. For women, it's good for menstrual cramps. So, I mean, it's got all these well established benefits to it. So, anyone who goes on the internet and says they're a doctor, but they're advocating for people to permanently refrain from something that is completely normal and healthy, and he himself probably does as well, but is pretending that he doesn't, that's complete fucking horseshit. That's all I had to say. Don't buy into scammers that are trying to sell you a program on how to permanently refrain from something that your biology will very much resist. It would be like if somebody went on the internet and said, like, I'm going to advocate for urine retention or poop retention. Like, yeah, you can't pee or poop. I'm going to teach you how to permanently not pee or poop. It's like, does that sound healthy? No, it doesn't. It sounds potentially life-threatening. Of course, refraining from jerking the gherkin is not on that level of abstinence, but, like, it's still probably not healthy. Because if you think about it, it's well established medical science fact that masturbation in and of itself is healthy in numerous ways, so long as it's done in a healthy manner. And combining both activities, like jerking the gherkin and also viewing of pornography, that can potentially be a problem. That seems to be the most neurologically confusing of all three things. Jerking the gherkin, viewing porn, or the combination of the two activities. Those are all three different things. And from my own personal experience, what I've observed within myself is that the combination of the two can be the most neurologically confusing, potentially harmful. I want to put this in quotations. Harmful. Because, like, in what way is it harmful? I mean, like, they don't actually think jerking the gherkin is an addiction. That's all I'm saying. Like, if that guy who has a YouTube channel, claims to be a doctor, is going around trying to sell people a program on how to permanently quit masturbation, like, every other doctor who's actually a doctor would disagree with him. And I'm not a doctor. Let me just say that. But, like, it doesn't take much to debunk somebody that goes online trying to sell you a program to quit jerking the gherkin permanently. It literally just takes one quick Google search to debunk his ass. It's that easy. So, quit shaming people for doing normal, healthy things that you yourself also do. Let's be honest. Okay, that is all for today. Have a good day.